Have you ever noticed how some people seem to move through life like doors keep opening? New opportunities, the right conversations, the perfect timing, while other people feel like they're pushing a boulder uphill just to get a normal result. And here's the question that keeps people watching. What if it isn't luck, but alignment? What if the real difference is not talent, not even effort, but the state you're acting from? Today we're talking about a teaching that has become a cornerstone in modern spiritual self-development, Bashar'S formula ZO, channeled by Daryl Anka. Whether you believe in channeling literally, or you treat it as a symbolic framework, the reason this topic stays viral is simple. It offers a clear method that you can test, especially for prosperity and love, without needing blind faith. And here's the promise of this video. By the end, you'll understand the formula in a grounded way, you'll know the difference between true excitement and impulsive escape, and you'll have a 7-day experiment to see what changes when you stop forcing outcomes and start following what Bashar calls your highest excitement. Let's start with the core idea. Bashar's formula is often summarized like this: follow your highest excitement to the best of your ability, with no insistence on the outcome. That's the sentence. But the meaning behind it is where everything changes. Most people think prosperity comes from controlling everything: the plan, the timing, the results, what other people think. And most people think love comes from the same thing: controlling how you're perceived, trying to make someone choose you, trying to predict the future so you don't get hurt. But Bashar flips the approach. He says your reality reflects your vibration, your state of being, and your job is not to force reality into shape. Your job is to choose the next most aligned step, repeatedly, so your life reorganizes around that state. Now let's make this practical and clear, because follow your excitement can sound vague, childish, or irresponsible if it's misunderstood. In Bashar's language, excitement is not the same as pleasure. It's not do whatever feels good, it's not escapism, and it's definitely not self-sabotage. True highest excitement has a specific signature. It feels light, alive, and clear, even if it's challenging. It doesn't feel like panic. It doesn't feel like pressure. It's the thing that makes you feel more you. And it can be small. Sometimes your highest excitement isn't quit your job and move to Bali. Sometimes it's send one email you've been avoiding, study one skill for 30 minutes, clean your space so your mind can breathe, go for a walk and get back into your body, have an honest conversation, create something for 20 minutes, apply for an opportunity even if you feel unready. The formula isn't asking you to do the biggest dramatic thing. It's asking you to do the most aligned next step you can realistically take right now. And the second part is what separates this from typical motivation talk: to the best of your ability. That phrase protects you from fantasy. It keeps you grounded. You can't take steps you can't take. You don't need to pretend. You only need to take the next true step. Then comes the hardest part, and the part that actually rewires your life, with no insistence on the outcome. This is where most people break the formula, because we're conditioned to chase results. We want proof. We want guarantees. We want the outcome to look exactly like we imagined, or we feel unsafe. But insistence is a hidden form of fear. It's the energy of, I don't trust life. I don't trust myself. I need this to happen this way or I'll collapse. Bashar's point is not, don't have goals. It's, don't let the goal turn into a chokehold. When you insist, you narrow your vision so much that you miss the route that would actually work. You miss the unexpected bridge. You miss the side door. You miss the conversation that changes everything. This is why the formula is so interesting for prosperity, because money and opportunities often come through paths you can't predict in advance. And it's powerful for love too, because real love can't be forced, only attracted through alignment. Now let's address the biggest confusion people have. How do I know if it's excitement or just anxiety? Here are 3 quick filters. Filter 1. Does it expand you or does it shrink you? Excitement usually expands your sense of possibility, even if your stomach feels nervous. Anxiety shrinks your world and makes you desperate. Filter 2. Does it lead to clarity or obsession? Excitement leads to a clean next step. Anxiety leads to loops, overthinking, checking, waiting, refreshing your phone, needing reassurance. Filter 3. How does your body feel after you decide? When you choose from excitement, you tend to feel lighter after committing, even if it's scary. When you choose from anxiety, You often feel heavier, even if the choice looks safe. Now let's make this even more real. How does Bashar'S formula relate to prosperity? Prosperity in the real world is mostly about consistent action, skill building, courageous decisions, healthy self-worth, and the ability to notice opportunities. When you follow your highest excitement, you naturally move toward things you can actually sustain. You build momentum. You stop burning out from pushing yourself through paths you hate. You become more magnetic, not because you're manifesting money, but because your clarity improves and your actions start matching a stronger identity. And now, how does it relate to love? A lot of people chase love from a state of emptiness. They treat a relationship like oxygen. They insist on outcomes. This person must choose me. This has to work. I can't be alone. That insistence creates pressure on you, on the other person, and on the connection itself. Following your highest excitement in love often means something different than people expect. It can mean raising your standards, telling the truth sooner, stopping the chase, choosing your peace, building a life you actually enjoy, and becoming someone who doesn't beg to be chosen. That state is attractive because it's whole. Now, there's another concept Bashar often connects to the formula: synchronicity. He suggests that synchronicity is like feedback. When you're aligned, you notice more meaningful connections, people, timing, ideas, opportunities. Not because the universe is a vending machine, but because your attention becomes sharper and your state becomes coherent. You start seeing what matches your direction. But we need to keep this mature. Synchronicity is not a substitute for action. It's a signal, not a destination. So now let's turn this into a true experiment you can run without superstition. Here's the 7-day Bashar Formula Challenge. For the next 7 days, you'll do 3 things every day. First, in the morning or at night, ask, what is the most exciting next step I can realistically take today? Second, choose one step that fits these rules. It's real. It's small enough to do. It moves your life forward. It doesn't harm anyone. And it's within your ability today. Third, do it within 24 hours. And here's the key. After you do it, you release the outcome. You don't chase proof. You don't demand signs. You simply ask, what's the next most aligned step? Now, if you want this to work for prosperity, pick steps in one of these categories: income skills, networking, creating an offer, improving your daily focus, organizing finances, finishing something you've been avoiding. If you want this to work for love, pick steps like improving your self-concept, cleaning up old emotional loops, setting boundaries, being honest, taking care of your body and energy, expanding your social world in a healthy way, and you will track it in a simple way. Every day, write 1. The step you chose, 2. What you did, 3. What changed in your mood and clarity, 4. Any synchronicities that were actually useful, meaning they led to a real opportunity or decision, not just a cute coincidence. At the end of 7 days, don't ask, did I get everything I wanted? Ask, am I more aligned, more calm, more consistent, more clear? Because that state is what creates the life you want. Now I want to end with the biggest shift the formula offers. It's not about chasing dreams harder. It's about becoming the person who can hold them without fear. When you follow your highest excitement, you stop living from emergency mode. You stop negotiating with your soul. You start building a relationship with yourself that says, I trust my direction, and that trust changes everything. So here's your closing question. After hearing this, what is one exciting step you can realistically take in the next 24 hours toward prosperity or love? Write it in the comments. I want to know what you're choosing. And if you try the 7-day challenge, come back and tell me what changed. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because in the next episode, I can break down Bashar'S permission slips and how to use them in a grounded way to shift your state fast, without turning your life into a superstition hunt.